Chair umpire Carlos Ramos orders play.
Crowd is into this early, which is great for both these guys.
Manacor, Mallorca, the island in the Mediterranean off the coast of Spain. Now number 2, 59 wins this year, second only to the man he opposes this afternoon, Djokovic, who has won 63 matches.
That ball is smack on the line. That's the solution that Nadal has to come up with. When he hits that forehand cross court, this one, he's got to get it deeper than that, because Djokovic has been hurting him this year. Remember, 16-12 head-to-head in Nadal's favor. Chase review on the line. 5 in a row here this year to Djokovic, all in finals.
What Rafa's going to have to do. He's going to have to go to the great Djokovic backhand.
Well, he talked about in the press room the other day he was going to serve in volley. That was
a joke.
Tongue-in-cheek. I saw Tony said next year, just give it another year, Coach Tony Nadal. But clearly he's got to move forward, especially when he sees Djokovic going to the one hand.
He can drag Djokovic out wide to his strength, his backhand. It'll open up the court for him. He's got to make Djokovic defend the entire court.
The forehand up the line is even more important, because he doesn't want to allow Djokovic to get into that groove on that backhand side. Both these guys young, 25, 24. This is the 29th time they played. Incredible.
You saw Djokovic, hometown Belgrade. He'll return overnight. Both these men will be on charter flights to go to Davis Cup action that begins on Friday.
Well, Rafa's definitely leaving tonight no matter what. Djokovic, if he wins, is actually going to do a media day in New York and then head off to play in Serbia. They play against Argentina on Friday.
In Belgrade, and Spain will be in Cordoba, is where the Davis Cup will be this next weekend.
Yeah, that's against France.
That's why you get a good idea of why the tennis needs to change their schedule. The fact that they have to leave immediately to play Davis Cup. You can see Djokovic really, really easy. Wasn't losing games the first 3 rounds. Dogopolov gave him a challenge that first set. Great tiebreak. Tipsarevic played him hard for a couple hours, a couple sets. This one, man, 2 years in a row. Wow. 2 match points down to pull it out, 7-5 in the 5th.
Saving those 2 match points and rallying from 2 sets down, Djokovic. And that forehand at 40-15, half in anger, and yet the other half was genius. Nadal holds, but you can see the quality of this match is going to be very high. Before the match, Mary Jo Fernandez with Rafa Nadal.
With defending champion Rafael Nadal, Rafa, your tennis has gotten better with each match. You played your best match against Murray in the semifinals. What has been your biggest improvement?
Well, I think the mental part was really important during all this tournament now, and every day I think I did a few things better now, and I'm very happy to be in this final because the predictions before the tournament wasn't very very beautiful, but very happy right now. I'll try my best today.
You've had a difficult time this year against Novak. How much are you looking forward to the challenge of finding solutions against him?
Well, for me, it's a challenge for sure, and it's a beautiful experience to try my best, to try to improve my tennis, to try to beat him, if not today, in the future. I had tough losses this year against him. He's doing fantastically well, so will be a difficult match, but I will try my best as usual.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How many players use the word beautiful twice in a pre-match interview?
Here's how Rafa Nadal advanced to the finals.
Remember, he had those problems in the summer season. Hadn't played as much tennis as he'd like, but as you can see, Mary Jo dead on that as the tournament's worn on, he's gotten a lot better. He's always been much tougher to beat in a best of 5.
Murray, the only man to take a set off him. So important, as you can well imagine, victory correlates with winning that first set. And since 1990, the last 21 years, the winner of the first set has won 19 of the 21 titles. Sampras was able to lose the first set and still beat Edberg back in '92, and Del Potro lost the first set to Federer and went on to win it 2 years ago.
Conditions hotter than they've been. I think heat favors Nadal. The ball might go through the air faster, which you would think would favor Novak Djokovic. That's the shot right there on both lines. That's the one that's going to do it for him. He's got to be willing to take that forehand up the line. And as soon as Djokovic has to start respecting that, this shot, he's going to have to lean, stand a little more towards the center of the court, and then he can start using that forehand cross court.
Does he have to hit it this well every time?
That would help.
Case review shows that painted both lines. .1530. First time since back in 1988 when Lendl and Wielander repeated their final of '87, the back-to-back championships by the same two competitors. One of those went to a Monday. This is a fourth straight Monday men's final, forced by the rains of earlier in the week. Tuesday and Wednesday totally washed out. Here's a break point for the Spaniard. CBS Swing Vision slows things down for you.
Well, if he's going to use this shot, which is quite an excellent one for him, he's got to make sure he hits through that ball, that one-handed slice. Keep it low with the two-handed Djokovic. Make it tougher for him. Yes, and this would be a nice little way to start things off for Nadal, an early break. Serve has been much, much better this year. He had some issues against Federer that almost cost him.
Nadal takes the early lead. Djokovic before the match. Here's Mary Jo.
Novak, for the second straight year, you've come back, saved match points against Roger Federer. What did you learn from last year's experience that can help you today?
Well, I had a fantastic tournament in the last 5 years here. I was reaching semifinals or more, and I've been 2 times finalist, and hopefully I can use that experience and eventually get a first trophy today.
This has become the rivalry between you and Rafa. What is it about the matchup that's brought the best in your game this season?
Well, I've been competing with Roger and Rafa for many years already on the top of the men's tennis, and they're great champions, and they always make you play your best tennis on the court.
Nice hat.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Certainly that was noticed by this large crowd at Arthur Ashe when they showed that up on the big screen. Nadal serving with a 2-love lead here in the opening set. Djokovic is endeavoring to become the 6th man in the Open era, 44 years, to win 3 majors in 1 year, joining Laver, Connors, Wilander, Rafa, and Federer, who did it 3 times. He's got the Australian and the Wimbledon titles and seeking this U.S. Open crown. Both men, if you haven't been watching tennis this year, very deliberate in their service games.
Well, you see, obviously, it hurts him when he misses his first serve against the world's best returner, as well as when the ball comes up short. Marion Vida's done a great job for Djokovic, been with him a long time. I think I was in the locker room an hour. And there was a period of time where both of us, Rafa getting ready, I was getting some treatment for my leg, and there was, Uncle Tony was there. And there had to be a 15-minute period where he was talking nonstop. Rafa didn't say one thing, just sort of listening, take it in. Eventually, they started having some exchanges in Spanish.
Rafa, in his book that's just come out, admitted that against Djokovic there was no clear tactical plan. She wrote that a while back. They've been trying to figure him out ever since.
Well, he's admitted there just hasn't been a solution, and there's not been one in this game, as after the break he's down triple break point.
Well, the thing was, he didn't think he needed one. He was up 16-7 coming into this year, and this is the first time where all of a sudden the level has really picked up from Djokovic and forced him to rethink what he said in the book.
So he'd broken only twice all of last year in winning the Open, and broken 13 times this year. Chance for Djokovic to get back on serve.
tell you one thing he did say, that with regard to that, which was one of the great shots in tennis history, but in Rafa's mind, Roger got what he deserved, because he's, you hit a serve like that to Djokovic 10 times, 8 times he's going to hit that type of shot for a winner. You need to do something different. Go to the body, hit bigger up the middle. And that he paid for that mistake there.
That was the 40-15 point beforehand.
40-15 point. The second one at 40-30 was a great body serve. He did do that. He had the forehand.
A lot of people thought Djokovic was just mad and just said, I'm just going to crush this one, and if it goes out, I've lost.
He was. It went in.
Why doesn't it happen for us?
Exactly.
Now 2 break points saved. Here's another for Djokovic.
You've got to try to handcuff him. You see that weird kick that Nadal had on that second serve that Djokovic mishit. Take a look here from this angle. You can see that ball really jump up on Djokovic.
So they trade breaks. Back on serve, 2-1. It's the 140th U.S. Championship. Began back in 1881, 14 years before the first U.S. Open golf event. 44th time in the Open era. Novak Djokovic has broken back. It's 1-2.
A bunch of people have just come in, really filling the stadium. Increase in the excitement and energy level, which is a wonderful thing to see, especially given that this is a Monday, 4:30-ish New York time, just about filled up here.
There's no way anyone coming to New York could have planned on a Monday final. The weather dictated that. And the folks are here. See the two best, the two winningest players this year in men's tennis. Aerial coverage of the 2011 U.S. Open Tennis Championship is provided by DirecTV. As someone who is not here, I want to send along our best wishes to Bud Collins. Bud is back home, had some knee surgery. His presence is missed. The human encyclopedia of tennis. And without Bud's gracious support when I first came onto the tennis scene in Wimbledon, I never would have had such a wonderful time all these years in this sport. So Bud, get well quickly. That's Djokovic's first ace of the match.
Djokovic is looking over to Marian Baida in the beginning of this game when he made that error, alluding to the fact that it's very breezy out there. He's still trying to figure out the wind. He didn't have a great start in the semis against Federer, did he? He righted himself. Not a great start here today for Djokovic.
Looked like it dropped in, and certainly on his side it appears more difficult to dictate what's going on. Djokovic's side. I saw Nadal sprint out on the changeover. Uncle Tony definitely said something to him, and it looked like some coaching. That ball, let's see, called, well, I don't think Novak even called for a chase review, but would have been in anyway.
That's just for our viewers' point of view.
I think it's very smart that Nadal is really trying to go wide, really stretch out Djokovic in his coverage of the court.
More break points for Nadal.
You notice there, Djokovic not trying to overhit, not even, matter of fact, hitting it hard at all, just placing it well. Just remember that. These players out there.
Carlos Ramos has worked 7 Grand Slam finals. This is his first U.S. from Lisbon, Portugal.
He's already had words with Nadal. I'm not sure if it's that he's taking too long or that he's perhaps getting coached. That was on the last changeover. I've got a friend who's a coach down in Naples, where I live, down in Florida, and he coaches a bunch of really good juniors. And one of them was about to play, and the mother of this kid said, look over at Joe after every point. He'll tell you what to do. And Joe said, I don't want to do that. And she said, the pros do it. Nadal does it. That's my problem with illegal coaching. Any coach. Jeez.
The pros do it all the time. They get away with it.
They do.
Yes, they do. And by the way, that $2,000 fine for Serena, give me a break. Why even give her anything if that's what you're going to do?
By the way, for your opening, John, they fined you $2,000.
That's beautiful by Nadal there.
Well, as you've experienced the 2 weeks of a major championship and the 2 weeks here in New York, whenever a player does this, it just gets an eruption from the crowd. They love to see the attacking player, the attacking point.
Yeah, they sure do, especially when he's this athletic and so quick and alert there.
Well, he was up at the net a lot last year. And one of the reasons he won this thing was that his serve was so good. And he was so effective at the net.
Third break point in this game for Rafa Nadal. And the ace erases that chance. His second.
And that's a huge difference from last year from Djokovic. Last year, remember, he was still having double fault issues. His serve was consistent, but it wasn't a weapon. He was spinning it in. This year, he's got more unreturned serves than Nadal.
He's already hit 126 miles an hour. That one was 123.
It shows you how good he was, that he was serving more doubles and aces and still was 3 in the world. This is a good time, Mary, to be around the sport. I wish I was a player now. They pay more and fine less.
Basically, that's true, right? It's like, go ahead, just do it. Serena, say whatever you want. It's all good. $2,000. Go ahead, go after it. Keep it up. Should be ashamed of themselves.
What was the biggest fine you ever absorbed?
There's a backlog he's got to sift through.
You There's three choices on that, Dick, if you'd like. A, I'd rather not say.
Okay.
B, I don't remember.
Probably.
C, 10,000.
And that, in today's terms, probably $25,000.
In today's terms, that's 2,000. Yeah.
3 deuces now in this game. Djokovic saving 3 break points.
Tell you that wind is causing problems. Even Djokovic hitting a winner, he's upset. Nadal tries to take it early. He mishits it. That ball almost got away from Djokovic there. He had to reach over. Here's a winner, forehand winner. Hate to see when he loses a point.
Talking about the money at stake, $1.8 million to the winner today, plus Djokovic, because he was second in the U.S. Open Series, Olympus U.S. Open Series, would get a $500,000 bonus if he wins. So he could go home with $2.3 million this afternoon. Let's look at our CBS eye tracker. The road work by Nadal.
Well, Nadal covers a lot of territory, that goes without saying. He's exceptional defensive player, maybe the best we've ever seen. And that's what's complicated things with this guy, that this Djokovic plays defense almost as well. But you see, even with off the ground, he's really mixing things up well. That's what he's got to keep doing. It's harder to do that, to go for as much in this win.
It's like returning the kickoff 53 yards. That's how far on 1 point he ran. Djokovic out of a tough service game, saving those 3 break points.
Bad, because it's going to force these guys to be more conservative at the moment.
That one way off the mark.
It's definitely thrown Nadal in these last couple minutes, even though Djokovic is the one complaining and has won the last 2 games. Now Nadal suddenly has lost some energy from that start he had. He's going to have to regroup and deal with this now. Shades also coming across the court. That makes it tougher to see the ball. Tricky time for these two. There's another one that gets away from him.
That's Brian Early, the tournament referee. And look where he's sitting. Very, very close to Novak Djokovic's box, because there's a lot of back and forth between Marian Vaida and Novak's coach and Novak. And finally, I mean, I would love to see more of this. All this illegal coaching is just getting disgusting.
Long. Djokovic may challenge.
He may challenge. It looked long. It was called in by Ramos.
My mic was off.
Well, let's take a look. Let him. I got a solution. Let coaching be legal. You know, from the side of the court. Hey, get your first serve in. You know, brilliant.
So Ramos changed the call, but it was good. So Nadal now has challenged. So this is really a challenge against the chair umpire, who has called this good, and he was right. And that gives Nadal the serve to replay the point.
Yeah, his service, the pace has really dropped since this wind kicked up.
That first serve was only 103.
That was out. And that's not going to make him happy, because that's a good opportunity. 15-30, that short ball on his forehand.
2-all, 30-all. These two players at a level pace at this stage. They've played 33 minutes, and we're just in the 5th game. A delicious point, and the 23,500 here at As Stadium couldn't have applauded it more.
It seemed like when he was hitting it behind him, that was the only thing he could do, was go up the line. But he hit it so well that Djokovic couldn't do enough. What an effort. Crowd just loving that.
Uncle Tony usually doesn't get quite into the points that strongly, but he was mighty pleased. 40-30 now, Nadal. But that serve, which is his big weapon into that ad side, slicing away. He's not been able to hit the corner.
The wind caught that, but it actually helped that forehand up the line. Djokovic perhaps could have been a little more alert to that. I might get out of this game here.
Just climbing all over that short one. In all of this wind, not allowing this to spin out, taking it really early and spanking it sharply cross court.
You can see how important it is for Nadal to get the ball deep. This guy is just going to eat you alive if those balls keep coming up at the service line. Obviously, we're really early. This is only his 3rd service game, but you rarely see his first serve percentage this low.
Djokovic with a break point. So every serve except the opening game, Nadal serving, the server has been threatened.
I think he's got a bigger problem, Nadal, with Djokovic, is that short, wide forehand. You know, what to do with that two-hander when he's pushed off. He's got to be confident, if I get to it early enough to put something on it, and be able to rifle it back cross-court flatter, go flat. It's pretty hard to do.
Oh, boy. Just eating up the court is Djokovic.
Another break for Djokovic. He leads 3-2, and CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open continues after this word from your local station. Nadal for the lead. The remarkable statistics engineered by Djokovic this year, 63-2 overall, but even more impressive against top 10 players. He's 19-2, including 9-1 against Nadal and Federer total. He's trying to beat certainly a top 10 here, number 2 for the title.
I'll tell you, Nadal looks pretty deflated at the moment. He had that great point. He was trying to fire himself up, but lost serve. And that is just an unbelievable difference.
One win against a top 10 player all of last year, 19-2 this year.
Can figure out a way how to get better than Federer or Nadal.
Aerial coverage today of the 2011 U.S. Open Tennis Championships provided by DirecTV.
See, Murray was catching up. Who's the number 4? Appears the distant 4 now. And Djokovic has done a number of things to try to maximize his potential. The serve is one of the key elements. The diet, one. Please. Another part is this willingness or need to step closer, take control of more of the court, which he's done a phenomenal job of. He still says he'd like to improve this aspect of his game, whereas in net he's not quite as comfortable. It's a great shot, though, by Nadal. It's a very tough one to handle. Winning that Davis Cup in December really seemed to propel him.
Little Serbia winning the Davis Cup. The year before it was Spain, and Nadal leading his country to the Davis Cup title.
This is a battle of wills, too, right now, because that wind is really getting in the way of things. People are so fired up. The players want to show what they're made of, how well they can play, and it's just very hard to do right now.
Yeah, that is ruffling the stars and stripes. So 15, 18 miles an hour, and it gets down in this cavernous arena and swirls. And tough to predict when you're hitting into the wind or when it's at your back.
May have dropped wide. Everything is becoming a lot more difficult for both these guys.
Ball was out, 40-30. Djokovic a point to solidify the last break, maintain the lead.
Please. Look at Djokovic's shirt. I mean, it is really nasty right now. Djokovic may learn at some point, you know, not to leave as early. He left the court wide open there for Nadal. Wait a little bit longer, force him to maybe find a shot closer to the line. That gimme right there. So he thought he'd slice that and would go well in, and it floated on him. It is tough to figure out. Like you said, you hit the nail on the head, Dick. It's hard to tell what the wind is doing. At least the shade is across the court. That's about to be a non-issue now.
Way off the mark, and Djokovic extends his lead to 4-2. Well, CBS. And Nadal before the championship saying, I have to find a solution.
Well, he knew he had to be more aggressive on his serve and off the ground than he's been at the Open so far. Guy had only 86 errors in 6 rounds, which he's got to go bigger than that against Djokovic. This wind is making that a very difficult thing.
Oh, he loves that shot.
Djokovic there made a conservative effort to go flatter, to really hit through the ball. He's got this lead, a little mojo working, momentum. So he's the one that went bigger instead of Nadal. That was a smart move. And Nadal, that's rare when you see him not even try for a shot.
Marian Vida's been in the Djokovic camp for 5 years.
He's gone from super pumped up, Nadal at 2 love, to looking a little discouraged now. Oh, looked out. Yeah. It was called in by the linesman.
¿Cuándo canta él los outs? ¿Cuando los canta él o cuando lo ves tú? No lo entiendo. La bola se ve, no se piensa.
You really will see Nadal go to the chair.
That's the classic move. A guy, you say, did you call it out because Djokovic called it out, or did you call it out because you saw it out? It was Nadal's challenge, and it was out. It certainly looked out. And this is what this chase review is for. That's the good part. At least he can get that confirmation.
And here is the chase review, the ball out.
And it's not, so then you don't feel like the umpire was, you know, coerced into that by the opponent. And even if he was, you get the challenge. Thing is, 2-4, love 30. Linesman called it in, by the way. Djokovic challenged it. He was going to until the umpire, the chair umpire, called it out.
He's been right both times, Ramos, even though it's a long distance.
That is so good.
3 more break points, and Djokovic about to apply a stranglehold on this first set.
How many times in a game, in 2 out of 3 points, we see Nadal give up on him? Didn't even move. Maybe a step. That's it. Love 40. Complete and utter turnaround here from 2 love Nadal. Needs this game. Get back, he might, you know, still be able to win this set.
Two more chances for a 5-2 lead. At Nadal's serve. Certainly challenged. This is the 7th break point of this opening set for Djokovic, and another chance to go up a double break. Listen to this crowd chanting Rafa, chanting Novak.
It's like a night crowd, isn't it? Here we are on a Monday afternoon. Feels later, bigger.
Djokovic pinned him in the corner and wouldn't let him out. 5 straight games to the 25-year-old Serb. So Novak Djokovic serves with a double break advantage for the opening set. Last year in the final, they split the first 2 sets. Nadal won the first set 6-4, and then Djokovic 7-5 before Rafa won 6-4, 6-2 to close out the championship.
What a difference a year makes. Nadal finally had supplanted Federer, thought he could relax, and then suddenly this guy becomes a world beater, having the greatest year in our sports history. They both play slow. That's why it's 5-2, yet it's gone almost as long. Can't forget Rod Laver, who won 2 Grand Slams. That's all 4 of the big ones in 1 year. Did that twice. There's only one other guy who's done it once, Don Budge. So let's see the type of year that Djokovic is looking to complete. Nadal is just out of it mentally, just befuddled again. Just can't believe that just gone completely in the wrong direction the last 6 games. Better get some solutions quick.
Head-to-head 24-4 to the man who wins the first set. And that man is about to be Djokovic. Novak Djokovic, 6 games to 2, has the first set of this championship match. It's a repeat of last year's championship final when Nadal beat Djokovic in 4 sets, but a dominating first set for Novak Djokovic, winning the last 6 games. Let's see if Nadal can figure out plan B here as we go to set 2.
Well, plan A was not to play poorly. See, that's plan A was not to serve and lose most of your first serve points. So this is, it's not necessarily like he has to change game plans yet, rather than just play better and up his, normally his intensity is so high, it's not as high as it normally is.
He's lost his serve the last 3 times, held only once in that first set. That was the opening game. We talked about the fact that in winning the championship last year, Nadal was only broken twice. He's been broken 3 times in the first set today.
trying to fire up. I think he realizes there's a definite sense of urgency here early in this second. Tony's been talking to him on each time he's bounced out of the chair. What he's saying, I don't know, but he's trying to get his nephew more fired up, at the very least.
And well, Djokovic contributing 3 unforced errors for the 40-love lead. One more second serve points than first.
It seems sometimes that he's trying to move back into the court before he's really hit that shot. And especially at 40 love, I'd like to see him go for a bigger ball there. Just let it all hang out. Either that or play a much more defensive, sort of like a moon ball. Give himself more time to get back in the court.
Well, that breaks the string of 6 consecutive games won by Djokovic.
Not only has Rafa Nadal dominated Djokovic dominated Rafa this year, he's done it on every surface at Indian Wells and then backed it up in Key Biscayne in the very next tournament on hard courts. Then for the clay court swing, he beat him in Madrid, and then he beat him in the next tournament in Rome on Rafa's best surface. And then he took Wimbledon away from Nadal.
Well, the funny thing is our producer, Bob Monsbach, was preparing that package before the telecast. I'm in there with Rafa in the training room, and they keep replaying the same thing over and over to the point where one of the trainers said, you want to turn this off because it didn't look real good.
So that's why he's playing badly. You're blaming it on our producer?
Tony did say, Djokovic, Nadal. Yeah. So they came in believing they could do it. It's not looking quite so good at the moment.
That's what he's going to have to do. I mean, that is what Nadal is going to have to be willing to do, to try to break open a point every now and then by going bigger and gaining some court position at a 26 rally count. I mean, Rafa cannot beat Djokovic by playing steady. He needs to be more than just consistent. He needs to be relentless.
He was pretty consistent there, but he was able to hit a little bit. He's gotten his game back. He just found himself in the last few minutes. You can feel it. He's got to make something happen here. That drop too low. That wind was a bit tricky. Perhaps let that one bounce. He doesn't try to hit it that hard. He just guided this. You see it looked like a miss hit.
And you can see the wind took it a little farther away from him also than he had anticipated. So love 30, and it's all with an opening.
I don't know if it's deliberate or not, Dick, but he's been going up the center of the court. Trying to take. I don't know if it's deliberate or not, Dick, but he's been going up the center of the court. Trying to take away angles from Djokovic, perhaps. And that one there, he tried that loopy forehand that he makes almost all the time, but missed it pretty badly.
6 errors in just 2 games of the second set, so a little dip in his play.
Well, this is like the first set so far. And remember, Nadal was up 2-love.
Took that one. 2 more break points for Nadal. When he gets behind in a game or a score, he tends to take more pre-service bounces. He gets it up over 10, usually around 8 when he's.
We're not even counting those.
No, we don't. 6, 8, 9, yeah, double figures. 30, 40, 50.
I think Nadal's return is underrated, but I don't think it's as good as Djokovic. And right now, he's not getting the ball deep enough. And that's going to cause problems. He's still willing to stand way back. Try to give himself a little more time on the return. He'd be better off standing closer. He does that at Wimbledon. He's won it twice there. The shot he needs.
And the break.
That's the one he's got to be willing to unload on. He waited patiently until he finally saw the opening.
He needs to get in front here in the set, and there's the motions to tell the crowd how he feels, and Uncle Tony. So a mirror start here in the second set of the first when Rafa broke Djokovic in the second game for a 2-love lead, and then it was Novak Djokovic running out 6 straight for the 6-2 set.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I always hated when an umpire told people to be quiet after some, they're just totally into it. Let him go.
And in that first set, with a 2-love lead, Nadal, then he was broken. Djokovic held, and he continued to break the service games of Nadal.
You get on that roll, you dump the first. You can see why the first point's so important. You lose that, and all of a sudden he's thinking about that. Put the back in his mind that he'd done that the last set.
It's an unbelievable forehand from Djokovic. Slid it back to Nadal on the dead run. Look at this. Nadal did not expect that he'd have to volley this.
He's got to expect it. You got to be. See, he caught it late. You got to be ready for that.
But Djokovic can hit shots that you're not supposed to have to be ready for.
Well, he better be, based on this year's results.
up. It's open, but he covers.
It's in.
Spectacular point, wasn't it? Oh, what shot making. 21 hit rally.
Well, I'll tell you who needs a little breather is Nadal, because you talk about an effort. That was mighty. Wow, to win that point. It was amazing. He could let the crowd give him some time, really take his time at 15:30. Even he's breathing hard.
Thank you.
A rare free point off his serve.
That could turn out to be one of the biggest points of the year, not for this guy, but for Nadal, to get this momentum really in his favor if he can hold here. And try to defend this title.
It's good.
Well, it looked like it caught the outside of the line. Nadal's challenging. Figures, look, there's a chance, a minor, tiny chance that might have been wide.
Here's the chase review. Did it bite the line? You bet. Well, here's the chance to break back. Oh, just following the same course as the opening set. High-stakes point and another long rally as Nadal denies break point. 27 strokes in that rally.
Well, both guys are working exceptionally hard, and you can see Djokovic looking the worse for wear of the two in that rally.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This is a big game for Nadal.
The serve was good enough. It staggered Djokovic, and then he tried to sprint to cover, and Nadal read that quickly. Game point.
That is his kill shot, the backhand down the line. Wasn't a terrible serve either. It was beautifully placed. And it had some action on it. Didn't matter.
It wasn't wide enough. You can't get away with that against him. You got to get it into the body, or you're going to pay a stiff price or go a lot wider than that.
The energy of this crowd on this Monday is marvelous. We haven't seen anything quite like this the entire 2 weeks.
All these people were supposed to be at work.
That's why they're so happy. At 5:30 in the evening here in New York. If you're just joining us, this is for the men's championship of the Open. Novak Djokovic beating Nadal at Wimbledon to become the #1 player in the world. Nadal pushed to #2. Nadal won it last year. Djokovic trying to win today to make it 3 out of the 4 majors this year.
There's that backhand again. Nadal is so used to that being an effective play, the lefty serve out wide. But it's going right into Djokovic's greatest strength.
Three-deuce game that's featured some long, exciting rallies.
He's getting the best of them in the longer rallies. You can definitely feel this cat and mouse going on, trying to work up and get that edge, get ahead. It's hard against these guys. Are such great athletes. Remember, Djokovic has played 1 5-setter this year.
And that was the semifinal when he beat Federer.
Love the test. Nadal would love to test him. See what he's made of there again. That's another incredible return. You know, 100 miles an hour. Okay, the idea of going into the body, it's not a bad one. See, it's spinning in, but it didn't get far enough in, and it's not hard enough. This is just lethal returning, unless you do better with that serve.
Longest game of the match. Great defense by Djokovic to get that ball back and earn a break point.
Well, that was a similar kind of serve that Federer hit to him on match point up, 45 out wide. Now what does he do? He's not doing too well on the ad court, which is normally the better side for him, for the lefty. I haven't seen him go big up the middle yet.
What he's got to do. Go to the backhand, even though it's good. Go to that backhand to get to the forehand.
You can see there that that kick really worked on Djokovic. He couldn't put much on it.
This game has been over almost 11 minutes.
You can see the magnitude of it, too. As the longer it goes, the bigger game it is for Nadal to pull this out.
He saved 2 break points.
And that is just amazing.
He's got to be serving better to Djokovic, Sean. He can't be going to the Djokovic backhand on serve. He's got to get it in serve. He's got to get it into his body and move it around more.
I'm not going to argue with you there. Plus, he's got to throw that fastball at him. You know, go big every now and then, just to keep him more off balance than he is at the moment.
Both men grabbing air.
You saw a couple points ago Djokovic saying, look, move forward. You got to get closer to the baseline. He had the shot he wanted right there.
6-deuce marathon, this two-love game. Moving toward 13 minutes this game. Another Djokovic break point. Fourth of this game. Nadal's had 3 game points.
That's not the first time it's happened to Nadal with this umpire. And that just seems ridiculous right now.
Code warning for delay. They're allowed 20 seconds. They all exceed it.
They all exceeded? Who's they all? This guy exceeds it more than anyone.
Yeah. Djokovic exceeds it. It flies long.
Djokovic was trying to get some air himself, breathe in through his nose, get it back. That was when the time violation was called. How about doing it if the players, the other guys complain about it? If he's not even having anything to say about it, let him play.
You don't think you should be rewarded if you're causing your opponent to have a lack of conditioning?
I don't believe that's what I was saying, but could you repeat that?
And if someone's
I totally disagree that if the guy's not complaining, he could try to call him out on if he thinks his lack of conditioning. I don't think that had anything to do with it.
What a game.
This is incredible. You gotta love this.
And he went for that big one down the middle, John.
Well, that's the key thing. I think that's what is going to help him quite a bit. How many people can do that? This has got to feel so good if you're Nadal. Please, let me get this hold. Just an easy shot.
Nearly 16 minutes.
Sweat pouring off his forehead and his headband.
Double fault. His second.
He's looking up. What is the wind doing? He's going to challenge it too.
That's to grab some extra air. He knew it was a double fault.
Whoa. That gives Djokovic his 6th chance to break in this game.
Nadal has been challenging him.
A rare complaint about which we do not know.
I think he's complaining that the lights are on, believe it or not.
Well, that's Djokovic was complaining about it earlier. If both guys are complaining, I got an idea. Turn them off.
What a defensive lob. What a game, and Djokovic comes away with a break back. Our coverage of the Open continues after this word from your local station. (17 minutes 15 seconds). That long third game, and you wonder, with Nadal not holding and not building on his lead.
This is what they're complaining about, Dick, that every time the suite doors open and close, there's a glare, a reflection. And that was right across from Nadal as he's trying to serve. See that thing? That could be very aggravating.
Can you tell them to sit down? Tell them to sit down, please.
It's any suite, and it occurred earlier in the week. About this hour, especially, that reflection is annoying. Well, Djokovic,
I think it was Sangha Fish had the same issue. Got to put a black drape over that president's box.
Now, you pointed out, John, that last game was so important for Nadal to increase his lead. Instead, after all that work, he's just back on serve.
Yeah, it's pretty hard not to be deflated, particularly after what happened in the first set for Nadal and the way it went down, too. Getting called for that warning, missing a pretty easy overhead after an incredible point. He's certainly fighting himself and this guy.
As much as you want, but not when they are ready to serve. Please, as soon as they're ready to serve,
Umpire Ramos asking the fans, please, when the server is ready to go to work, do not shout out. Djokovic has the only aces in the match, 3, sliding one 104.
Well, he had placed it better, number 1, and Nadal right now is just cannot believe he's about to be tied up again.
What the serve. I mean, you really, if you want to play Nadal, a guy as tough as Nadal, you've got to throw the whole game at him, and this guy's got the whole game.
You can shop at usopen.org and find the largest selection of 2011 U.S. Open merchandise. IBM brings the best coverage of the U.S. Open to you online and on your mobile device. Visit usopen.org. So after 17 minutes and 15 seconds, 6 break points, Djokovic prevailed to get back even, and then it just took about a minute for him to serve 4 times and a love game.
But the shoulder starts getting sore. I mean, he just spent 17 minutes serving.
Metronomic rally, and it's Nadal shot that flies long.
They were just going to decide, I'm going to keep doing the same thing until someone misses, and it was Nadal who once again blinked. And that's a key stat. That first serve points won. That is horrible. he's not going to win the match if he doesn't get that much higher up. That was a debilitating rally right there for him again. It's a weary volley, just discouraged. Look, he didn't bend. He sort of bent over with his back. He didn't get low for that, bend his legs. I think he was in disbelief that this came back. This still has something to do with that last service game. I mean, not only did he get it, but it's where he put it.
His defense has been offense.
He had that one lined up. Seemed to have Nadal where he wanted him. Still in a good position here. 2-all, 15-30.
That ends a run of 8 straight points for Djokovic.
Thank you.
He's starting to hit the serve harder. The problem is you got to make sure it goes in. So when you hit harder, the percentage usually drops.
That second serve again, Djokovic powers the winner, and with it, 2 break points. Statistics, 9 out of 10 points for Djokovic, and that's a testimony to the energy spent by both men and the effect on Nadal, and then the double fault. So just like the first set, Djokovic falls behind 2-love, and here he comes again. And right now it's Novak Djokovic up a set and a break after losing his serve early in both sets to fall down 2-love. Then he gets on a roll, 6 straight in the first set for a 6-2 win. Now he's won the last 3 games and serves with the lead 3-2. Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson, their doubles combination.
Starsky and Hutch. I think he wanted to hit him with that forehand. This is so frustrated. It's gone completely wrong again. He seems to be toying with him. That's the right play there. And Nadal felt a need to end that point, not throw up a defensive forehand or a lob.
Stars have come out for this Monday final.
That's right. Pretty easy miss for Djokovic there. He's had an excellent day. Djokovic there. He's had an excellent day. At net 13 of 18. He's been, see, that's part of the problem with Nadal. He's not chosen to be as aggressive or as offensive, and I think he needed to come to net more, where he's good at net. An excellent volley. Half as much as Djokovic.
Well, a couple of loose errors from Djokovic, 15-30. And the fans that are supporting Nadal, hoping that will awaken Rafa, who's been in a slump since losing that long marathon third game. Brought in by the coach of Djokovic. He's at the far end of the court from where Novak is serving.
Djokovic has had a really solid serving day. He's won a lot more free points, easy points than Nadal has. Nadal hasn't hit a single ace. Huge difference there. That's why it's setting to break up. He was worried. There's Novak's girlfriend.
Well, she was really on her feet, yelling and fired up in that Federer semifinal.
Nadal could have hit the running forehand on his front foot. He was chose again to start to move back into the court. He was off balance on that effort.
And a violation against Djokovic for exceeding the time.
Nadal was going after him a lot of that changeover, a good part of it. And it seems to have paid off in that sense.
So both men have been warned if there is another code violation, a point penalty accompanies it. 4-2, 4 straight for Djokovic.
Here's those big Djokovic backhand returns when he really needed them. This was a game point for Nadal. This was that long 17-plus minute game. Then he takes his backhand cross court and draws an error. And then he eventually broke here, going big on the forehand.
A couple years ago, Nadal was thrashed by Del Potro, Juan Martín, 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. People have some pretty good memories here. They don't want to see that happen again. 6-2, 4-2 now. Trying to urge Nadal on. Remember, both sets, Nadal was up 2-love.
Jay-Z and Beyonce expecting a child.
Absolutely nothing going right for Nadal now. I mean, he's hustling, scrambling. He's there in plenty of time.
Doesn't miss many of these.
Just clips the top of the tape.
Gust of wind arriving just as he made his ball toss.
That's going to psych him out again. Caused problems in the first set for him when he had that lead.
Needs a hold here to stay in touch with his opponent, who has a set and a break lead, and they'll afford to fall. Double break down again.
Well, start with how hard he's hitting it, how well he's timing it, and how deep he hits the ball, Djokovic. It is just unbelievably difficult to deal with his return.
It's as if Nadal wants to get in tighter, get up on the baseline, and then Djokovic sends one right at his feet. And he has to stumble back to make his shot. Still a game point for 3-4.
He's just so good from everywhere now, isn't he? So dangerous from everywhere.
This is a ball Nadal needs to do more, though. I mean, he really didn't make him stretch a whole lot there.
Remember, last year, he only had his serve broken twice.
But Djokovic
before the final
broke him 3 times last year. Already 5 today. Only twice before that. A lot more often this year. Reverse for Djokovic.
Another ball right on the line.
Even that was on the line.
Another break point for Djokovic.
You've got to expect it to be on the line or just inside. Let's take a look at the replay here.
Is pushing him back again.
Yep, right inside the line.
Chase review confirming. Painted at dead center.
This is a chance to put this away, this set. Boy, that
just
barely
missed.
Just barely.
23,500 plus here at Arthur Ashe Stadium, the largest tennis arena in the world, on the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center grounds in Flushing Meadows, New York. This is the men's final, pushed to Monday by the inclement weather earlier in the week. Rafael Nadal won this title a year ago, beat this man, Novak Djokovic, in the final in 4 sets, but it's Djokovic who leads by a set and a break. As Djokovic seeks his 3rd major win of the 4 this year. He lost the first 2 games of the match and then won 6 in a row for a 6-2 opening set. Was broken early here in the 2nd set, a 2-love lead for Nadal, and now he's won 4 in a row in this 2nd set. Nadal, who has admitted losing to Djokovic 5 times in finals this year, hasn't had a solution, and so far today it's held true.
One fact is he's got the crowd more and more on his side as they see the potential for this to be one-sided. And that could help him if he can hang close here in this 2nd set, stay 1 break down.
Break points Djokovic has had.
It literally comes back as soon as you finish your serve. It's right at your feet.
The confidence to continue to hit out, penetrate, get the ball so deep, shot after shot. It's been sterling performance by Djokovic. Fifth game point for Nadal, who has saved a break point in this game. Another ball on the line. And that one just wide.
Djokovic is gesturing to the fans who are shouting in the middle of the rallies.
He almost stopped the point, but it ended up his shot was out.
Djokovic up a set, up a break. 4-3 in the second. With a 4-3 lead and up a set, Djokovic serving here in the second set against Nadal. These two men, as you look ahead to 2012, the Olympics in London, both came home with medals in Beijing. Nadal won the gold medal, defeated Fernando Gonzalez, and then in the bronze medal match, Djokovic beat James Blake of the United States. So Nadal, a rare career slam plus a gold medal.
Djokovic tightening up just a bit here. You can sense that when he didn't get that double break. Real chance for Nadal to find his way back in here.
Depth. Djokovic again.
When he misses by about an inch.
CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open is also brought to you in 3D, powered by Panasonic, wherever available. I was dreaming in 3D last night that this would be one of the classic matches, but so far Djokovic trying to make it all his show.
It's a good idea for him to let that ball bounce. Nadal not doing enough again. The ball's just coming up too short. And that's going to take some pressure off him. Djokovic coming up too short. And that's going to take some pressure off him, Djokovic. He's pushing Nadal around most of these rallies.
And he's explaining why in Serbia.
A lot of players now goes right back up the middle, and the opponents are picking up on that off the overhead, as Djokovic tried to do twice there. It's a risky play. I mean, it's pretty easy to find an angle if you're that close to net. That's too short again. Just not getting any depth at all. Very rarely do you see Nadal talking to his camp up there.
And Djokovic halfway to the service line to hit that backhand winner.
He's gained control of this court. He's managing it so much better and pushing Nadal back time and again.
If he gets some depth, he can get back in this.
Even when Djokovic gets shoved back beyond the baseline, he finds his way back. And it's automatic with him.
Even though he's made twice the number of unforced errors than Nadal, 20-10, owns a break lead here in the second. So
well, you see when he can push Djokovic back a bit, though, and get on the offensive, he's in way better shape. He didn't go for too much, but he made him hit a tough volley. Djokovic didn't really get himself in good position. That racket wasn't prepared early enough.
a break point for Nadal to get even here in the second set. Big point for the Spaniard.
He's got it. This is where Djokovic has thinking a bit like I should have been up 5-2, had the double break, and all of a sudden we've got ourselves a match here again at 4-all.
And Rafa Nadal's got the crowd roused.
Yes.
Noise just thundering down on this blue rectangle.
Thank you.
Well, that's definitely going to be challenged by Nadal. He's not going to buy into what Djokovic did, calling it. This is his last challenge if he were to lose this one. But a big, even though it's the first point, it's a pretty big one for him.
Chase review says it was out.
Well, he's all out. The challenge has got to go with the calls now.
Challenge also for Nadal is to hold his serve after the break. The two previous times in the match where he's broken Djokovic, he's lost his serve the next game.
He went for it, all or nothing. The angle wasn't quite there to go as big as he tried. Mid-court ball, he thought he had it.
Huge difference, huh? 15 all or love 30, and here he is in trouble. Father Sebastian.
He went nuts when Nadal broke a couple of minutes ago.
One of his better serves of the match. Misses that shot again, and there's two more break points for Djokovic.
It's so clearly what he's trying to do, get to the backhand so he can get to that forehand, go for his winner, and he's been missing. God, what expensive errors at this stage of this second set.
That's probably why he almost threw his racket down. He's so upset with himself. And he missed another one. 15 times Djokovic has here, some 16 a chance to break serve. In less than 2 sets. You may be looking at the greatest returner in the history of our sport right now, the way he's playing.
broken Djokovic. And 3 times Novak has answered, breaking right back. Well, a flicker of hope for the Rafael Nadal fans with a break to 4-all, but quickly that fire extinguished by Djokovic, who now serves for a 2-set lead.
Well, obviously an unbelievable effort by Djokovic there, with the crowd noise deafening, to keep his cool and break right back.
Aerial coverage of the 2011 U.S. Open Tennis Championships provided by DirecTV.
How hard is it going to be for Nadal now to try to hang in and win this second set? Very. He's got to get out there enough to throw a high lob. Nadal, get it up higher in the air if he's forced to go to that one-hander. Hopefully deep. Oh, that ball and shot and was right there for Nadal.
How many times have we seen him make that running forehand up the line?
It seems like 9 out of 10. It's a whole lot harder when you're playing Djokovic, but that is a bad miss there. How did he miss that? That's what he's thinking. Not even make him hit a volley. He wouldn't come in there in that short ball. Djokovic lucky a couple times. That ball clipped the tape, went over. Guess what? It is double set point for Novak.
Confirming why he has been almost unbeatable this year. 63-2, beating the best. And now with a 2-set lead, a set away from capturing the U.S. Open Championship. Semifinals, Novak Djokovic dug his way out of a 2-set hole and beat Federer, saving 2 match points as well. Now it's Nadal with that pressure. In order to defend his title successfully, he has to win 3 sets against Djokovic, who's playing at the height of his #1 game.
Thought he was going to go out and dropped in. If he were to get to a 5th set, I would like Nadal's chances. He's maybe the fittest player that's ever played on the tour. The problem is getting there. Even winning 2 sets at this stage, after what's happened, the leads that he's had and blown, that bounce back to 4-all and losing those 2 games, and the crowd was ready to go bananas.
Djokovic applauding that winning shot from Nadal.
He's probably saying, I'll give you a 2-love lead, okay?
That's what happened both sets. Paul Simon intently.
He was so good in the tribute.
Sounds of silence.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yesterday in the celebration. I'm so glad we don't have to call it ground zero anymore. I've always hated that name.
New balls here, well, just a couple games old. It seems like Nadal's decided again he's got to go for it and put more on his shots. Certainly that is going to be a key for him.
He's had very few easy service games, but he has one to open the third as he holds it low. And now a confident look to the future presented by Lincoln Financial Group. In the U.S. Open Girls Championship, Grace Min from the Atlanta area. She's only 17, senior in high school, won the U.S. girls title. She won sets over #1 seed Caroline Garcia of France. And in the boys championship, Oliver Golding of Great Britain won in 3 sets over the #1 seed Yuri Vesely of the Czech Republic. 2 names to follow as we look ahead to the future of this great sport of the Czech Republic. 2 names to follow as we look ahead to the future of this great sport. Novak Djokovic, 2 sets in the bank. That's quite remarkable. He was 38-2 coming into this championship and winning sets. He had won 13 straight matches here at the Open. And Djokovic with the only aces in the net. Well, Nadal has 1. Djokovic now with 4.
On the outside, he's keeping that facade up that he thinks he can do it. But right now, there's some inner turmoil with Nadal. Remember, look at the slice catching the line. Beautiful serve. 99 miles an hour gets the ace. It's just as important where you place it. And it is a real question if he does have that belief or confidence that he can do it after losing to this guy in 5 finals.
CBS Swing Vision.
Now this is the eye tracker that shows how well in control of the court Djokovic is. Look how far back he's pinned Nadal. Time and again, Nadal's trying to do something from way back in the court. And of course, you're going to become reactive. And Djokovic is going to give himself many more chances to get to the net.
Nadal has an easy love game to start this 3rd set, so Djokovic answers with a love game of his own. And what Djokovic has done throughout the entire match, whenever Nadal seems to have some positive results, he comes right back and answers, as has been the case in the 3 times Nadal has broken Djokovic and could not consolidate the breaks. Djokovic right back to take Nadal's serve.
Excellent volley there. It's a couple of them. The simple fact is his balls are coming up way too short. Djokovic is attacking a lot more than Nadal. This is well handled. He saw this one coming, but that's an excellent shot. He hit it with authority to surprise Nadal.
(28-11). That's pretty convincing at the net.
He just hasn't come in much, Nadal. He needs to do more. There you go. Move in more. You know, it's been a problem the whole match about he's not winning enough first serves points, Nadal, but look how many chances Djokovic has had to break. That's a lot of pressure on the Nadal shoulders. One second, you see him desperately trying to pump himself up. The next minute or so, you feel it. You can sense total deflation. And it's this roller coaster ride for him and Tony. Feeling the pain.
Creo que no, se toca en un milímetro.
Nadal looking at chair umpire Ramos. He thought that that serve might have hit the line. It was out. Case review, and here's Nadal in trouble on his serve again. Great point.
This is confidence, is what it is. He's ripping the ball, Djokovic, hitting it flatter and harder. Look where he's hitting it from. Nadal has gotten tentative. He's not willing to take that big chance. Not confident enough.
You have the sense that this is almost a virtual championship point. The break. Djokovic 2 sets up, and now a break early here in the third. CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open will continue after this word from your local station. Lost to Federer, the semifinals of the French Open, and lost in Cincinnati to Andy Murray. Came up with a bad shoulder. And that's been it. And he's played like a man that expects to win today. Up a break now in the third.
Remember, he still hasn't ever won this tournament. Not close right now.
What Djokovic is trying to accomplish, winning 3 of the 4 majors here in the Open era. Only 5 other men have accomplished that. Laver, Connors, Wielander, Rafa last year completing 3 in a row, and Federer did it 3 times. So, I mean, this is a significant match and accomplishment in many ways.
He's in the absolute zone. It's just a question. He'll keep his nerves. He'll be off the court in 10-15 minutes.
A couple of errors.
Yeah, a couple bad shots there. He succeeded in taking the crowd out of it for the moment. This is the part that gets under his skin. If he's playing well and his level drops and people get into it. Starts to get annoyed at the crowd. Crowd wants to see a five-setter, though.
They're not rooting against him as much as they want to see more tennis. Well, here are 2 break points for the Mallorcan. Comes up with the goods, his 6th ace.
6 ace, no doubles. And that was such a problem for him last year. He can bank on this serve coming through for him. 71% for the match. Crowd urging Rafa Nadal on. Guy never gives up, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was the understatement in talking with Mary Jo Fernandez. I'll do my best. No doubt about that throughout his entire career.
That ball looked like it dropped just on the line.
Goodness.
When he first hit it, Nadal thought, and a lot of this crowd, it was going to go long, but it didn't.
He hooked it, had a lot of action on it. And looked like that's going to fly long.
No.
This is our chase review. There's no challenge, and right spot on. 2 break points gone.
That's a couple points in a row on that deuce side that he's hesitated. That backhand approach. Looked like he was going to move in. He backed off, backpedaled. His balance was gone there. Nadal had the chance that he was looking for. He really unloaded in that forehand.
Third break point. Serve and volley, and dumps it in the net. Tough to be a father. It's 2-all.
Well, this was not at all the type of game he wanted to play, to the point where he felt the need to do something different. That was a weird move there by Djokovic.
So this time it's Nadal that breaks back. But as we've learned today again, you haven't really broken serve till you hold it in the next service game.
Yeah, that's true. First time in the match that he'd chosen to serve and volley, Djokovic. Maybe the tournament. One of the few.
Beautifully executed.
He fooled him on the slice backhand. This is where he had him. And then he just pushed him around. Scrambling again is Nadal, but this is just wicked shot. Someone called out during the point. Djokovic kept his cool. He's praying that they would stop.
Please wait for the match is finished before you start your match.
What's the hinge? Get the hindrance rule on the fan.
Yes. Wearing out the sides of the court, just angles.
It's a sick feeling in your stomach when you're dealing with a guy hitting balls like this. You just don't know where it's going to go.
Not many in the center of the court in some of these rallies. Just chasing Nadal side to side, front and back.
Yeah, that's a rare, easy point on serve.
Such a difference trying to do something with this serve today, this year, compared with last year. Last year, he was also popping him into the 135s. He's not done anything close to that today. Winning 33% today on second serve. Nadal sliced it deep. 27-shot rally decided by that one. He put so much shape on the ball anyway. When he carved under that one, not even Djokovic could get behind it and control it.
Well, there have been some highly entertaining rallies throughout this match. No matter which man you might be favoring, terrific rallies.
So physical, too.
He's fought his way to a game point here at 2-all.
Oh, my God. He reacted off his own miss hit. Djokovic.
That was a total and utter miss hit on the return. That's why Nadal hit that ball back in the net. He's upset with himself.
You see it almost knuckling toward Nadal.
Yeah, he was off balance. He almost tripped over his own feet there, but he knows he should have made that.
Gets another line.
Djokovic, for the last couple games, has started hesitating again. There was a shot about 5 shots earlier. He could have come in on a very short ball. He's got a new dance routine or something. He's not too happy that he's blown this game and this break lead right now. Look where he hits those shots, though. I mean, boy, it is hard to deal with it when he starts finding his range.
You said it earlier, John. The confidence that Djokovic possesses these days shows in moments like this, doesn't it?
That's not an indication of all the type of match we're watching.
No, not at all. The fact that more errors than winners. Those errors have come after 20, 25, 28-stroke rallies.
Look at that return. You think you have a .1, it comes back at your feet.
Djokovic, yet another break point.
I played against Connors. He was an amazing return, the best that I'd ever seen till Agassi. He was unbelievable. This guy is beyond belief the way he's been returning this year.
18th break point.
He's had to throw so many more pitches than Djokovic, hasn't he?
Another amazing rally.
See, you don't count that as a winner because he got to it. But boy, oh boy, was he playing the A+ point there. Head down as fast as he possibly can. Can't get there.
Stares at another break point. Call default.
Stays in. That one doesn't. 4 times Nadal has broken only to lose
his next game. Djokovic calling up the right stuff again. Sun setting on another great championship 2 weeks here at the U.S. Open. And the sun has been shining brightly on the world #1, Novak Djokovic. Continues, and he does get in trouble, is broken, comes right back, takes that advantage away, and now serves up a break in the third, 3-2.
How amazing was that last point? I mean, I was watching a video game there. It's happening so fast. No, I missed.
Aerial coverage of this 2011 U.S. Open Tennis Championship has been provided by DirecTV.
Even Nadal was laughing, or smiling at least, on the changeover. What do I have to do to beat this guy?
Yeah, he hasn't played poorly. It's just that Djokovic has had the final reply too many times.
Djokovic sort of stretched his back after that first serve. It's the first sign physically that something was going on. And you see Nadal rip the winner, and he starts stretching a little bit here, and that would look awful nice to Nadal if he were to see Djokovic slow down.
Holds his back again after that serve. His first of the match. Love 40.
That's an immediate shot of adrenaline for Nadal to see this. All of a sudden, Djokovic's box looking a little bit more concerned than they were a few minutes ago.
3 chances to get even again in this set.
Game of the match for Nadal, and the fans love
They
it.
love his fight. This guy has had numerous reasons to sort of figure it wasn't his day, but he still keeps coming. And it looked the first time that, like, Djokovic physically was starting to feel the wear and tear 2 hours and 40 minutes in.
Well, they've traded breaks. Now 4 straight breaks of service. 3-all.
Well, that's the shot he needed from the very beginning, that forehand up the line, and all of a sudden it's really starting to pay some dividends.
Broken 8 times today, Nadal. The most in 163 career major matches. Down 2 sets, but 3-all here in the third.
Nadal's hitting the ball a lot harder. You notice that? Djokovic flinging his racket. Tide his turn here again. This is by far the best he's starting to hit the ball.
8 straight points for Nadal. From the baseline defensively. 40 love.
He's got the mojo right now, because you got that right, Dick. Look at this here. And that was superb effort.
From off the court, able to whistle that winner.
That serve was spinning wickedly away from Djokovic. Look where he is when he hits this. That's about as well as you can place it. That's, I mean, that's too good, way too good.
He looks like he's in distress, though. It'll be interesting to see whether he calls a trainer.
Finally, he consolidates the break. It's 4-3 in the third. Sun setting on this September 12th, the men's championship final here at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. Novak Djokovic, #1 in the world, against Rafael Nadal, #2, the defending champion Nadal. Djokovic taking the first 2 sets and had a lead here in the third set, but Nadal has come rallying, and now it's on serve 3-4 in the third. Djokovic seeking his first U.S. Open title and his 3rd major win of the 4 Grand Slam events this year.
Trainer was not called, by the way, on the changeover. And he looked up to his box, said, should I challenge? They nodded yes.
So here comes the chase.
Another rule that shouldn't be allowed. He's looking up at them like, why did you tell me to challenge? You're suspended for a week. You go home, Marion, and I will go to Davis Cup.
Davis Cup for both these men next weekend.
How about Nadal having to go on a different surface? Forget how difficult it is to go there and play in a couple days.
How about Roger Federer flying to Sydney, Australia today to play Leighton Hewitt on Friday?
Well, we know why that is. Because he hasn't played Davis Cup pretty much for years, so he can play the Olympics. Wouldn't have been allowed to play had he not played that match.
Quite a few players are suddenly patriotic.
The Olympics, of course, in London next summer.
Serena Williams will be playing for Mary Jo Fernandez's Fed Cup team against Belarus next year. 2 rounds, so she can qualify, because she hasn't played in years.
Nadal pouncing on the short ball.
Oh, he can sense it now. He's feeling it. The crowd is, and he's about to really make a match of this. The longer it goes, the better it is. Better chance for Nadal. I'd like to see a fifth set. You'd have to like his chances in a fifth, that is for sure.
Heavy hitting again. Body punches.
Well, there's what you call an unforced error, and it's just like you said. Is that real? Wow.
End of the day, beautiful shot with it.
It's like an orange.
Right there, punctured by the Empire State Building. The setting sun. Director Bob Fishman and our terrific technical staff bringing you the coverage throughout the championship.
Okay, it was called in, I believe, and she's going to be challenged by Nadal.
He stopped playing.
And guess what? It is break point. This is long for Nadal to serve for the set.
Chase review. Break point. What defense by Nadal to extend this rally. 31 strokes. And Djokovic with the winning final shot.
That's one of the great points you'll ever see in a U.S. Open final. That is for sure. The crowd would have gone bananas if Nadal had won it, but certainly respectful the effort these two guys put out. Unbelievable.
For more love. But the fans wanting this to be extended, this championship final, ready to roar for Nadal. A high stakes point, a break point chance for Nadal.
Suddenly the backfield looks better. You play a point like that, non-issue again, and apparently for Djokovic. You wondering how you missed this? probably to the length of that last point. Still, even he was probably a little win and felt like he had to go for a little more than maybe he wanted to. Can't believe that he did, though. What an opportunity he's had this game.
Approaching 3 hours of play, and so many of these points intensely fought. Long rallies.
Well, Nadal figures he'd make that 98 out of 100 times. But you're playing Djokovic, a little harder to execute when those nerves get in the way, especially the way he's handling this year. You need to get it nice and deep, just inside that line. You have to do that against Djokovic.
You know, last year, especially in the final, Novak Djokovic's forehand was a liability. In fact, this is how he ended the match. A big miss, but this year at the U.S. Open, that improved forehand of Djokovic's. Look what he did on match point, the crack of a rifle shot to stay in and finally beat Federer. And here's how he won the second set today. That is a shot he did not own 1 year ago. It's one of the big reasons he's had such a great season in 2011.
Fought off a break point to take this third set to 4-all, and now it's Nadal on the line.
Thank you.
Djokovic called out by Carlos Ramos, who now Nadal's going to challenge. It was initially called an ace.
Ramos has been right 2 for 2. Here's a third challenge against the chair umpire. He was right again. Good eye. Improving his serve gradually. You can see why he had trouble the first 2 sets, especially the opening set where he lost 6 straight games.
He's actually serving harder and pretty darn well. That was a very good serve. Look what happened. That was a very good serve. Look what happened. You're just talking about the forehand. The backhand return is pretty amazing, obviously. You take a look at the forehand, the way he struck that last ball. You don't know what side to go to.
He's hit a few up in the 120s, but most of his serves today using that slice. Get it off the service line. Fairly easy hole for Nadal. 5-4 in the third. 1,500 at Arthur Ashe Stadium has cheered on these two great athletes. Djokovic up 2 sets, serving to stay in the third set at 4-5.
Ball just long, 6-2, 6-4. Djokovic 5-4. Nadal, they've been on court over 3 hours now. 3:01, 3:02.
So over an hour per set.
Imagine if they'd been tiebreakers.
We've had long rallies. One game that lasted almost 18 minutes. Plus, they both played deliberately. Toweling off after most every point. Djokovic with his Malta bouncing before he'd serve.
Djokovic, remember, is 2 sets and a break at 3-2. He played a pretty careless game there. And that may cost him big time because all of a sudden Nadal's 2 points from the set.
This enthusiastic crowd just trying to push Nadal as best they can as they want to see more action. For a while, with Djokovic up an early break here in this third set, it looked like it's going to be straight. Missed that shot several times here in this set.
He just punched his racket strings because he missed that. This was right there for him. That would have given him double set point. The back again there.
Again, shallow shot, and Djokovic jumps all over it.
Well, that's the difference. 2 things. 1, too often Nadal's hit the ball short, and 2 often he's been forced to hit off his heels, his back foot, and Djokovic is the one leaning in off the front foot, moving forward. Every now and then Nadal gets on a run. If he had made that forehand, would have been a different story. Djokovic has a chance to tie this set up.
And with an ace, he does. It's 5-all. So just when it appears that Novak Djokovic is wilting a bit, this game fading just a little, and Nadal has the advantage, Djokovic comes right back. You know, he would like to close out this championship in straight sets.
Well, that is a big-time bummer when you make an effort like that and you get a pretty makeable shot. Where he looked out of it a couple times and still could have pulled that out. He wasn't able to get that cross-court angle in.
They've produced quite a show.
This is just one big salute to physical fitness. It's just glistening tennis. It really is.
Terrific climax to the 2 weeks of this championship.
He get that one back so big.
You panic often too when it comes back like that. You know, here's Nadal thinking maybe I'll get a free point. Suddenly you're on your heels. Just missed. Well, that's the serve that helped him win this thing last year. It started to happen more frequently in this third set. The confidence that he can serve that one and catch the line or be close to it. It's just 2 for the match. 2 aces.
Djokovic earns another break point.
It starts with the return again. It just gets Nadal in all types of trouble.
th break point that Nadal has faced in the match. But on that, pins it deep.
That's in.
Novak Djokovic will serve for the championship. perfect circle in the night sky. Novak Djokovic serving for the U.S. Open title. Nadal hoping to come up with the goods, force this to a tiebreak. Challenged by Djokovic. Let's see what the Chase review reveals.
Look at Nadal looking down at that line, praying it would go out, and still hitting this right into our living room. Spectacular point.
Just brought these fans to their feet, applauding one more time. A tremendous level of play on both ends. 15-30.
You can still Novak is breathing hard from that previous effort. Thrilled to get that easy point there.
Once again, 2 points from raising the trophy. That was a loose backhand.
It's almost like he had too much time to think about that. It's almost like he had too much time to think about that one.
Great point, Nadal. Not many first serves for Djokovic in this critical game. It's wide. A tiebreak, although the challenge from Djokovic, and the ball appeared to be out, was called that way.
I think he's looking for a little breather before this tiebreak starts.
Chase review. Players and fans looking up at the big scoreboard, and it is out. Tiebreak. Each player gets an additional challenge in the tiebreak, so Nadal has 3 and Djokovic 1. Five of 7 in their series. But as you know, Djokovic has had his way the last 5 times they've met, winning 5 consecutive finals against Nadal, who leads it off. Like a soccer match. Mini break, Nadal.
I'll tell you one thing, Djokovic is breathing a lot harder than Nadal right now. Trying to finish this guy off.
Caught the line. 2-1.
This was an all or nothing. Yeah, it's a big time effort to get the winner there. Little time to gather himself.
This is our look at a chase review. There was no challenge. It painted the line. Nadal trying to force a 4th set. Djokovic trying to finish business in 3.
That's wide. Couple of warriors on this blue rectangle, Ash Stadium. The big prize, the U.S. Open title at stake.
That ball is going to be challenged. That could have been long. It looked like it. I think it was. And that's going to be a huge swing for Nadal.
Chase review. They change hands. Nadal in command, 5 points to 1.
Who do you think's winning the match right now when you look at this guy? What an effort player. Maybe the guy who's tried harder than anyone I've ever seen. I saw Connors, a Leighton Hewitt, a Michael Chang, but this guy is unbelievable. Crowd is just eating it up.
Another serve, 5-1 for Djokovic, but Nadal will have the third set on his racket when he gets it back for his 2 points regardless.
Looked like it was going to go out, but the ball sliced right on the line. Still hope for Djokovic here in this tiebreak.
One of the mini breaks, won back by Djokovic, 5-3.
Absolutely scintillating stuff. 3 set points now for Nadal.
That's the one he wanted back there. Open court, hit it back to him. Now he's up against it. Try to win this in straights. This crowd is about to go crazy.
Another vamos from Nadal. CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open continues to a 4th set after this word from your local station.
Real momentum. We've had some amazingly long rallies of tremendous quality.
Testimony to the terrific defense from both men. Not conceding any points. What do you have for us, Mary Jo?
Vic, I just got a report from the tournament referee, Brian Early, that Novak has a mid-back muscle strain on the left side of his back, and that's what he was trying to treat out there. Clay Snipeman, the ATP Tour trainer, to loosen him up a little bit.
All right, thank you, Mary Jo. See how it impacts his play if it worsens. Again, defense.
Well, this is the second time. Well, this is the second time in the last 4 points or so. There was one late in the tiebreak in the second. We did the same thing. It looks like the point's over. Nadal guesses right. And he does not get down at all for that volley.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's the man with a sore back. That attempt.
That ball didn't drop out by much. I'll tell you, and Djokovic had stopped playing. It almost landed in.
Word look from Coach Vida.
Nadal's playing it a little bit safer right now. Sees that Djokovic is going bigger, ending points sooner, it appears. If he gets a short ball, he'll go for it. Otherwise, he's going to test Djokovic. Just got to keep the ball deep. Djokovic seemed to stop playing that point, but it went in. Here's the back.
We're reflecting on that third set, Mary and John. You know, Djokovic had the early lead with a break of Nadal. Then Nadal broke back. Then Djokovic broke him, and it went on serve until a 5-all game. Nadal broken and able to break back and force the tiebreak and took the tiebreak 7 points to 3. What a sensational circus that was.
Well, if it's possible, a guy that tries this hard and to begin with it can try harder. Nadal's doing that right now to try to get in Djokovic's head once and for all. That is a tremendous gap. Definitely appears to be laboring, but still hitting winners. Of course, this guy sees that clearly.
Like a jack in the box, rising up to swat that for a winner.
Nadal throwing him some drop shots. You hadn't seen much of that till now. Good call by him. Good air by Nadal. He got up here. This is after 3 hours, 37 minutes. Noticeable difference, 20-mile-an-hour difference in the pace of his serve right now.
Once again, Nadal disappointed with himself. That particular shot has gone awry, especially in the first two sets.
That's putting it mildly. He cannot believe he just gave him that point. Without him making working for it at all.
33 unforced errors from Nadal. That's 15 less than Djokovic. Looked pretty good on that point.
I don't know if he can call the trainer now. The trainer's come out. I'm not sure he can do it on Nadal's serve. I guess he can. Thought you had to wait to your own serve.
You do?
I don't have.
You don't have any meds?
No.
What's happening?
We'll take a medical.
You want to take a medical? Okay. No, no. I know it's supposed to happen. You're taking a long time to serve now. Okay. I understand. I understand.
So a medical timeout for treatment.
Yeah.
I think he asked him, did he have any more pills? He said, I don't think I have any more, or whatever.
Break out the painkillers. I just thought that you had to do it on your own serve. I'm surprised they're allowed to do it before Nadal steps up to serve.
So a medical timeout will take as long as the trainer wants to take. It doesn't mean that a doctor comes out. It just means that technically that he can use added time to correct the issue. Strenuous 3 hours and 40 minutes of play, certainly sapping the strength of both men. Djokovic showing the effects first. Officially a medical timeout, so we will pause for some important words and return in a minute. Novak Djokovic continuing to receive treatment here on a medical timeout. Let's go to Mary Jo.
Dick, at the end of the third set, Novak got treated, but it was not considered a medical timeout because he did it within the allotted time of the change of end break. Now he's getting a medical timeout, an official one, and he is allowed to do that at any time during the match. I just got that information from the tournament referee, Brian Early.
But you're allowed just the one medical timeout for a specific injury. So this is it. They need to let Djokovic whole and trying to.
Maybe this is another rule, I don't know, but I thought you had to stop on your own serve so you didn't throw off the rhythm of your opponent, who's now about to serve, who's had to sit and wait. The way these guys return, maybe it doesn't matter a whole lot, because sometimes you think Djokovic would rather return than serve.
He can receive another treatment, but on a changeover, but not a medical timeout. Well, let's hope that he's going to be solid the rest of the way. This match is just too good for an injury to take away.
I think he's got plenty left, and I think he's got real reason to dig in here. Finish off this historic year. He wants a little love, again. See, get a little sympathy. The crowd was really behind Nadal.
You always have to read into these things.
That's what I'm here for.
You never take anything at face value?
Well, he's retired with injury at the French twice, at Wimbledon a couple of years ago, and the Australian Open.
So he's going for the retirement slam?
Hopefully not. The only final he did it in was in Cincinnati a couple of weeks back against Andy Murray.
Nadal's fighting between playing too defensively and overhitting, because Djokovic is clearly hitting the ball off the ground harder.
Seems to be bothering Djokovic more on the backhand side. He's not quite punching that backhand the way he did earlier in the match.
He's moving pretty well, to be honest, side to side. He's got that first game. He's got a chance here at 15-30. The serve, he'd certainly taken a lot off, but
we welcome those of you who are joining us here. It's 8 o'clock in the east, 5 o'clock out west. This is the U.S. Open Men's Championship match between the #1 player in the world, Novak Djokovic, and the #2 player, Rafael Nadal. Nadal won this championship last year to complete his career slam. Djokovic trying to win his third major of the 4 this year. having captured the Australian Open and Wimbledon. It has been a match that has featured some spectacular rallies, relentless defense, and both men playing at a level that one would hope you would see in a major final. And here's Rafael Nadal facing double break point early in the fourth set. Djokovic lost the first two games of both the first and second set, but then rolled 6 straight in the first set and eventually won the second set 6-4 as he came from behind. They traded breaks throughout the third set, 3 each, and finally Nadal won 7 points to 3 in the tiebreak to force this fourth set.
Second string off. What a time for it. What a time for it.
He's looking up saying that the gods against me today. They weren't the other day when he saved 2 match points against Federer. He kept that close to the frame and cost him the point.
Has to smile it off. It's just bad luck. Another terrific return.
That forehand that he can hit short with that just unbelievable angle. Nadal thinks he's got everything covered. There's no way he has a chance to get that.
Third break point. And the 23rd of the match for Djokovic. That's a serve that has won Nadal a lot of points throughout this championship in the previous 6 matches, but not many tonight.
Jack's looking a whole lot better right now. It's not nearly good enough.
A fourth chance for the lead here in the fourth.
These rallies are absurdly robust. One after another. As soon as somebody gets the measure of the other by just a bit, they strike.
There's never been a match, I can't even imagine. Nadal's had 24 break points against him. Been broken 9 times, and he's still in it. Just early in the fourth set.
Here's a 5th break chance for Djokovic in this game. They've gotten their money's worth tonight. 4 hours of championship tennis. Two winningest players in the sport this year. There's the break. Djokovic takes the lead in the fourth. For those of you just joining us, in the first set, after Djokovic fell behind love 2, he rolled out 6 straight for a 6-2 capture. Then in the second set, he continued his high level of play. Terrific returns of service, and forehands were outstanding. 6-4 in that set. Then a struggle in the third. Back and forth they went. Each man broken 3 times, and finally Nadal captured the tiebreak, 7-3. Urged on by this vociferous crowd at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
And at the moment, Djokovic content just to start a point with the serve, not even going big, hitting 100 miles per hour.
And on the serve, apparently, that he felt the back problem, so he's tried to ease back off the power. And 90 miles an hour per serve.
Didn't want to hit the overhead, so he let it drop, hit a forehand. If I were Nadal, I'd step in a lot closer on the return. He'd take it earlier. Just letting Djokovic just spin it in and get in the point. Not doing enough with his return.
He remains back.
That last serve was 90.
Well, if you're just joining us, that's the kind of tennis that has treated this crowd from the opening bell.
Another great effort by these two guys. And then now Nadal suddenly, he's frustrated now. What's going on? I thought he was hurt.
Easy game for Djokovic. Our coverage of the U.S. Open will continue after this word from your local station. Room here at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, and you win the championship, and it's noted on your locker. Roger Federer with 5 U.S. Open titles. Juan Martín del Potro beat Federer in 2009, and Nadal, who won it last year. And they're playing for that trophy, and Djokovic is hoping he'll have that plaque on his locker for next year as he endeavors to make it 3 majors out of 4 this year, and what has been a sensational season in which he's lost only 2 matches and won 63 times. He has a 3-love lead here in the fourth, up 2-1.
Certainly wouldn't have predicted that at the end of the third set. He's bounced right back and taken charge again.
Boy, Nadal playing the lines on that point.
He would have liked to have painted a few more lines the first couple sets when he got off to that good lead, a 2-love both sets. This is a pretty amazing stat. Twice as many times he's lost his serve than he did all last year. 10 times he's lost his serve. He's still in it. Probably loving those new balls, giving him a little more oomph on the serve. We'll see. Be interesting to see what Djokovic does when he serves next game, if he goes bigger. Nadal makes any adjustments.
Nadal on the board here in the fourth set, but it's Djokovic leading 2-1 and up a break as they've been toiling here on this Arthur Ashe court for 4 hours. Aerial coverage of this 2011 U.S. Open Tennis Championship men's final provided by DirecTV. In 1988, Yolander and Lendl, it was a rematch, just as this match is tonight, went 4 hours and 54 minutes to decide the men's title, the longest ever U.S. Open era, tiebreak era.
I just don't think that when you hit a 99-mile-per-hour serve, you can be pushed that far back. He was off the court there. Djokovic took advantage. Still standing awfully far behind that baseline. Maybe Nadal even feeling something physically. How rare would that be? It's a little. He's had that issue with the foot at Wimbledon. 4 hours in. Certainly got to be feeling some wear and tear.
Remember when Nadal cramped in the press conference a couple of days ago? I mean, this is just, for both these two, this is a remarkable combination of power and staying power.
And Djokovic, despite the fact he's lowered the velocity on his serve, still dictating the points here in this game.
Got away with hitting second serves 3 games in a row on his unserved.
91 miles an hour on that one. It's 4-1 in the fourth. So Nadal, no room for error, serving at 1-4, down 2-1. And since that medical timeout, Djokovic getting his back treated, he's allowed only 1 point in 2 service games.
Whoa. Watch out, Rafa Nadal right now.
Well, that's what you have been raving about all these 2 weeks, this man's return to serve.
Gonna have to give Clay Snighton a little bonus if he were to run through this, because it was looking a little iffy. It's 2 sets to 1. All of a sudden, he's got himself right back in position to win his first U.S. Open. Nadal's on his heels again.
20 more winners from Djokovic's end. Three more break points. Breaking Nadal 10 times. 25 previous break point chances. Here's another. That would give him a double break lead to serve out the championship. Breaks him in love. 5-1.
One of the few times you ever see Nadal look a little bit the worse for wear, as his legs seem to be tightening up. This has been as physical a battle as you'll ever see on a tennis court.
And now the 24-year-old from Belgrade, 4 points from the title. Last 4 games plus this one, giving up only 2 points. Djokovic, as he's closing in on another big win.
It's the first time that Nadal's looked absolutely resigned, like he just doesn't have anything left. Took 4 hours to do it. One last stand. Falls wide.
After 4 hours and 9 minutes, Djokovic arrives at championship point.